Okay. In number 17, I'm going to split the difference with you. Your book has really simple, straightforward explanations of what we do after we're done using a mind. There's like a couple of terms that I'd like to clarify for you, and then the rest, I honestly believe that the book is really straightforward. I think you can all read that. If you have questions, you can ask me, of course. But I want to talk about just a couple of things that we do to lower the impact of mines. When you're done using a mine, what's going to happen to that land? Okay. We have to assume that water was handled thoughtfully during mining, hopefully. So now all we got to think about is the dirt. First, that soil is stabilized, meaning to prevent erosion, you have to like pack it. And getting it back to density is actually really difficult. Like you've made it fluffy and soft, and now you have to pack it back into a brick. So there's a lot of engineering about how you layer it and how you compress it and how you layer it and how you compress it. Maybe you've seen people doing earthwork to like prepare to build a shopping mall or something. They'll do all that grading, and then it keeps getting a little bit taller, and it always looks really smooth, and like dorks come out with like wires and okay. It takes a lot of effort to get that right, and there's two details. You should probably underline these. Density, meaning you have to pack it so that it's pretty hard, and then grade, so that it'll match the landscape and water runs off at a specific rate. There's a bunch of engineering about this. I can't stress enough how complicated that actually becomes. Because at a certain grade, you want some of the water to soak in to become groundwater and some of the water to run off. And if you pack it too much, it's like glass and it all runs off. And if you don't pack it enough, the whole thing goes into the ground and becomes muddy, and that can mudslide. So there's like a lot of fascinating details about how you stabilize the soils. Second, there's a term that students very often confuse. Reclamation is using something in a new way. Like, oh, that used to be a mine, now it's a golf course. Reclamation is to use it for another purpose. And I have to make a distinction because kids always mix this up. That's different from restoration. Restoration is to go back to the original ecological function. So if it used to be a wetland, let's fix things up and add the rocks and add the plants so now it works like a wetland again. That's called restoration. You're bringing the habitat back. Reclamation is you're turning something into something that's useful. These are social benefits. So first it was a place where we put our trash. Now it's a landfill. Sorry, now it's a golf course or a park or something like that. So like that used to be a mine, and then they covered up with grass, and now I don't know, I guess it's a place to launch a hang glider or something. And that used to be Santa Barbara's landfill in the middle of downtown, right next to the ocean, no less. Perhaps you know this because it's your neighborhood. This is Ealings. I lived right there for a while. It was pretty good. It was pretty good times. I liked it. This is Calle Poniente. No, that's not right there. Calle Poniente was right. Sorry, this matters to me so much now. It was right here, that house. I lived right there. This was the landfill. So they filled it up with garbage, and they added dirt, and they filled it up with garbage, and they added dirt. And then at some point they found out that all this funky trash coffee was pouring down into the river and going out to make this one of the dirtiest beaches on the California coastline. Too many diapers and used medical equipment and God knows what. The bacterial blooms out here used to be gnarly. So they reclaimed the landfill and made this Ealings Park. They used to just drive straight up whatever that street is, I forget right now. They used to drive down, unload trash, and get back on the road. Kind of a cool story. Anyway, reclamation is to make it useful in a different way. And remember that your book has other, your book has, oh, I was using the cursor in the wrong place. They used to drive up this way, dump all the trash, and exit that way to go back to the road. So the main road that drives up Ealings now used to connect to this road here, which I'm blanking on. I can't believe that I lived there for like so many years. All right, anyway. Like I said, your book has other terms that you are responsible for, other relevant concepts. I'm just not lecturing about those because I thought it was pretty straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions.